So it turns out that not all clout is good clout, and clout chasing could have adverse effects even though it results in decent publicity. I mean, we already have extreme examples that we've seen.
For 22 years, every time I do an interview, they ask me about Eminem. Come on, man.
Empires getting destroyed, millions of dollars getting burned.
My daughter came into the industry figuring that, hey, I gotta be cool with Eminem because everybody's against my dad. You think this shit is cool? Nah, man. Ooh.
And apparently he ended up allegedly getting supported by his girlfriend even after Eminem gave him some crumbs on Doomsday Part 2. And Majin Buu from Temu, that you guys know as Big Zuu, who recently decided to have a go at Eminem, is getting more than he bargained for, as UK rappers and fans continue to flip the script on him. And today we got a lot more that has come from this. And before we get started, at the latter part of the video, we got an update on Skepta versus Joyner. And by the time you see this video, the response to round 2 will most likely be out. But there was a bit of back and forth that made things quite interesting while we wait. And we also got more that shows Kendrick's associate continue to push to pretty much excommunicate Drake from hip-hop music. And starting with Majin Buu from Temu getting destroyed, we already covered Mike Righteous, who turned up the grill on Buu while he was making pasta. And as it stands, we got diss tracks flying around, all aimed at Big Zuu, as we got Pasta, we got Bread in the Zoo by Dennis, we got Machine Gun Belly by Sage, and we got Wake Up Call by FOS. And this one is from another UK rapper aimed at Zuu and Skepta. And this one caught my attention because it dropped before Pasta, and it contained some lyrics that showed that perhaps Mike Righteous wasn't exaggerating about how rappers view Big Zuu in the United Kingdom, the same way Twitter users these days got it out for nipple babies in Hollywood. They both feel Majin Buu from Temu didn't get where he is today in the United Kingdom because of his raps, but rather because of his connections and ties to popular figures in the United Kingdom. And just like the OGs in the UK have pointed out about the people who have been so vocal about UK versus US rap.
Why are you a rapper? You're not fucking rappers. Let's cut the crap, man.
From Wake Up Call, we got this. Get yourself back in the freaking kitchen or the gym. Stop thinking you're a rapper. And when you think about it, the people who were blaming Drake when this started got a point, because that comment about the best lyricists being from London got to people's heads so much to the point that someone who's not even considered a rapper in the United Kingdom got bold enough to drop a diss track aimed at the man widely considered to be the GOAT rapper. And we got more about why these rappers had to set the record straight for the American audience. Big Zuu blew from cooking up food. He never blew from music. He already knew he can't rap very good, but you cook a good stew. And we got more Flabby Bastard, Fake Like TV News, Forget Slim Blood, You Can't Even Deal With Me, YouTuber, TV and influencer, part-time rapper. And on Majin Buu from Temu's quote, nipple baby / connections come up, we got another brief story from FOS. Why you sending for Eminem? That's your dad, and everybody love when he rap. You're clout chasing, and that be sad. In your music, you are only known in LD until you got on TV. You were just mates with someone that was big in the scene. You ain't the guy, it is AJ Tracy. You got more sauce in your pan than you got in your whole 6'4". You're a chef, Big Zuu, not a barman. And there was a lot more to this, even aimed at Skepta, that you could check out after the video, and this sparked reactions like, I needed this. Big Zuu embarrassed us. And it is crazy because this came out even before Pasta. So they were already going at Majin Buu's neck as far back as 6 days ago for making the United Kingdom look like a joke. And now we've got some huge reaction channels that have picked up Pasta. And here's a quick summary of how it is going for Majin Buu from Temu right now.
That motherfucker's a beast. Telling y'all.
Bro, the whole video was a diss. He cooking. He was cooking pasta the whole time. Soon as it got done, he showed the real video. He said, hey, let me know.
Telling y'all, that motherfucker's a beast. And he real, though. You gotta respect it.
Let me know if you want to respond, though. Let me know, though. Because I got another one in the chamber. I got the real one in the chamber if you really want to do that. And don't try to say, you too famous to respond to me because you know exactly who I am, nigga.
I mean, all these, a lot of fakeness, a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? A lot of buzz, a lot of cosplaying out this motherfucking thing called hip-hop, bro. So when you see a motherfucker in it for the right reasons in the trenches, this motherfucker that really will chop your head off lyrically, dog. Yeah, and it's defense of America, defense of Shady, to some shady-ass shit that Zuu did.
Nigga, I'm a D1 instigator, nigga. I'm the #1 instigator on YouTube, nigga. Eat your pasta, nigga. Eat your pasta, nigga. You deserve that meal, nigga. Big Zuu, get in the booth.
My favorite clash would be against Eminem.
We got Pasta Badon.
Get in the booth, nigga. He not gonna respond to you. He not gonna respond to you. But you got a couple people to respond to, my boy. And there's no hate towards you. But this nigga here, don't do it, dog. Please, don't do it. I'm just giving you some advice, dog. Don't do it. I promise you. You better go back and watch some old Mick Rogers videos and think about that decision. Cause this nigga, he went light on you right there. I ain't gonna lie.
My favorite clash would be against Eminem.
Go home and make some pasta.
He wasn't even trying right there. He was making fat jokes the whole time. He was sunning you. He wasn't really even trying to hurt your feelings. But he said he got another one in the chamber. You better think about that decision, nigga. Do you want us to be entertained? Or do you want your career to... Man, listen.
Yeah, dog. Top-notch shit, bro. It's about to get real interesting now, bro. Shit getting messy.
My favorite clash would be against Eminem.
Go home and make some pasta.
He wanted to clash with Eminem to clout chase, and now he's got UK rappers waiting to battle in front of the American audience that he was twerking for when he thought shit was a joke. And I'm sure Benzino would agree, not all clout is good clout.
For 22 years, every time I do an interview, they ask me about Eminem. Come on, man. Nah, man. Ooh, we're failing as a people. Ooh.
And moving on, we got a quick exchange between Skepta and Joyner Lucas. And we got this after a user claimed Skepta won because Joyner is taking too long to respond. This was addressed to Joyner. Dude, he won. You just responding, which is a crazy statement, seeing as Kendrick took 17 days to respond to Drake, and when Skepta responded with, "If I ever took this long to reply, you guys wouldn't let me breathe, like I ain't got ish to be doing." And I agree with Skepta, he would have been hunted, but that doesn't mean that we give him the win, because the response didn't happen within 24 hours. It's never worked that way. So while he's correct, people wouldn't let him breathe, he's still not getting any wins just yet, until that response drops, and then we compare. And when a user responded with, "Please," he just dropped a fire album though. If I was him, I would be more focused on that than responding to you, I'm just saying. And Skepta's response to this caught Joyner's attention. He knew his album was coming out when he came on Twitter and involved himself because he needed the promo. Now he can't reply because he's doing album promo, make it make sense. And I'm not disagreeing with Skepta. Joyner knew he was dropping an album, and to this, Joyner responded with, "LOL, Skippy, relax. Just lost my uncle a few days, but lucky for you, he was a fan, and I know there's nothing more he would want but for me to do you dirty, so be ready for tomorrow, bruv." And this response to Joyner's post got me rolling. Skepta said, "Tell that little boy, drop, but he wouldn't. He knows better." And we all know what happened after Kendrick finally dropped. I mean, we got a pending lawsuit that's on right now after the drops, and who knows, perhaps by the time you watch this video the diss track would have been out. And moving on, we got Kendrick Lamar's associate still whooping a man that's down, depending on if you believe that Drake lost, which is the general consensus. And G Malone decided to post this video that pretty much pushes for Drake to be excommunicated from hip-hop music, not hip-hop.
Drake and Travis Scott are the perfect case studies for the Black suburban boy experience and what happens when you feel the need to perform a culture, struggle, survival story that you never lived. Drake, especially as of late, performs the hood. He borrows the slang, energy, edge that comes from various hood cultures, whereas Travis disrespects the elders of that culture and shrugs at its lineage, all the while using that same culture as a backdrop to his production. Two different responses to the same internal question of how do I fit into a culture that the world assigns me by default, but I have no real claim to. That's why the Black boy suburbia experience must be one of the most surreal, perplexing journeys in America. What I saw growing up was performance, right? You must be the athlete, the comedic relief, too cool to care. You build your persona or personality from a representation of you that you have no real claim or relation to. You haven't lived that struggle but desire the respect that comes from that culture. You mimic it, costume it, and then disregard the people that originated it. One of Kendrick's most important messages in Not Like Us is that the hood, the ghetto, is not a movie set piece. It's not a backdrop. And the only people who should be able to have some sort of social currency off of that are the people who experienced it. Artists like Kendrick and Clips have every right to protect a house that they were born into and that they build upon because they know what it costs for that house to be there in the first place. Artists like Drake and Travis Scott use the house as a backdrop, as a playpen, as something to dibble in and out of. There's so much more to be said on this topic. The Black boy suburban experience is a true phenomenon that I don't think has been dissected, analyzed, studied as thoroughly as the Black girl suburban experience. I'd love to hear from people, especially Black men, about that experience of growing up in suburbia and what that means, what it looks like to you, how it's informed your manhood.
And as expected, this sparked split reactions, as on one end, damn, she got y'all Drake Blazers moaning and groaning in the comment section, laughing emoji, since most of y'all can't keep up with what this young intelligent sister is saying. Let me dumb it down for you. It has nothing to do with what you think she's saying. If you're not from the hood, you're not black, which is not what she's talking about, and has everything to do with false flagging. You hear this term in regards to gangs, but I'm using it in this context for culture, upbringing, and financial status in the Black experience. Childish and Ye are good examples of how you are supposed to do it, coming in a hip-hop space and generate respect without false flagging who you are or where you come from. And while on the other end, some have dragged Kendrick and Pusha T to rebut the video. Pusha TMZ grew up in a well-off two-parent household, yet sold coke for fun. Kenny grew up in a two-parent household and hung around gangbangers for fun. Both were in the streets because they wanted to be, not because they needed to be. How isn't that cosplaying culture? However, some chose the middle ground approach. Hip-hop is entertainment. The lines of fact-fiction have always been blurred. If it is too authentic, guys are going to jail for drugs/murder. If it is not authentic enough, guys are soft and not from the hood doing hood things. We gotta accept it is an art form with many layers to it, and perhaps in this case, these two things can be correct at once when it comes to people's issues with Drake. It is okay to say you don't like Drake, just be honest with yourself. Half of the hip-hop artists in the industry come from good homes, so what is the point? Shrugs emojis. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.